Welcome to You Can't Handle the Truth, where we dive into the real, raw truths about health, wellness, and self-growth. I am your Real Talk guru and your rebel healer, here to cut through the noise and dig deep into mental, physical, and spiritual health, uncovering the truths many aren't ready to confront. But we're going to do that together. And welcome back to You Can't Handle the Truth with me, Natalie. Today, we are going to get right into this topic because this is something I think a lot of us women struggle with. What are some ways that you focus on feeling beautiful and confident that don't rely on societal beauty standards? Now, I am going through this subreddit and I'm reading what the ladies had to say. But I think today, first, I'm going to share with you what I think about this, because this is something that I struggled with myself, right? You know, as a 20-year-old, you're always looking for, you want to put on that nice dress because you want the guy to think that you look good, right? Like, that you're looking for that outer confirmation that you are beautiful, because, we're flipping through the magazines, the superstars, they look good, their bodies are high. And without us realizing that a lot of those photos are all touched up, right? Like, their bodies are not flawless. And I'm not saying that some of them don't work on and have flawless bodies, but what I'm saying is that a lot of those pictures are retouched. So they have blemishes, they have this, they have that. They kind of reshape them to make them look a little bit more proportionate. Whatever it is that they do, and I don't care. But the thing is that when we compare ourselves to that beauty standard, we often look for confirmation from those around us to tell us that, hey, yes, you look beautiful because you look like that girl. And it's really ironic, because I really think that a lot of times, men may look at those pictures, but that's not really what they're looking for. But the true question is, how are you going to feel beautiful and confident without relying on those standards, right? So I'm going to give you the response that I gave in the subreddit, right? So my response was: work out, get good sleep, find a hobby, tap into your creativity. And you're going to say, well, work out, get good sleep. Well, how is that going to align me with the beauty standards? When you start to do those things, you build confidence. The working out, you're getting sleep so you're not exhausted, so you're showing up as your best self. Working out helps you show up as your best self. And if you haven't, subscribed to the channel, please do so now. Hit that like button. And the only reason I'm saying that right now is because I've been doing a self-care challenge, and that self-care challenge is all about tapping into your inner beauty, tapping into yourself. And I have a trampoline that I've been using, and sometimes I'm all about working smarter and not harder, and not trying to make my life any harder than it has to be. And I found the trampoline, and it's been super amazing for the last month. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go check out my other videos on the YouTube channel. But we're going to get into this podcast today. So, so what you'll find is that even tapping into your creativity, like the things that you love to do, let's say you like to craft, it helps you tap into that childlike energy. Because a lot of people, if crafting is your thing, if music is your thing, whatever that thing is for you, that is the creative thing that you're interested in, you'll notice that when you do that thing, it doesn't feel hard. It doesn't feel like work. And sometimes you can get lost in doing that thing like a kid. Remember, when you were a kid and you would go out and play hide and go seek, and your parents would be like, "Hey, come in before the light comes out, the lights come out, or whatever, the lights come on in the street," and you would forget because you were having so much fun that you got lost in the fun, right? You got lost in it, and that's what tapping into your creativity does for you. And that also tapping into that creativity, when you notice how creative you can be and how you are, instead of looking at somebody else's creativity in a magazine, right, and trying to compare yourself to that, you, it builds confidence. You start to feel better about yourself, and when you feel better about yourself and you're confident, that inner beauty, that it builds inner beauty, right? And confidence that radiates out. And it's not about how you look. It's not about how you do your hair. It's not about how much makeup you put on and what dress you have on. It's absolutely nothing to do about with that. Although, it's nice to get dressed, nice to do your hair, it's nice to put on makeup, but how many people do you know, have you looked at, that did their hair, put on the makeup, and they still don't look good? They're not exuding that beauty. It's because beauty comes from the inside out. Like, they might do all that, and then they're like the nastiest person in the world, and you're like, yeah, I'm not really feeling you, right? But somebody who's radiating, who's doing all these things and taking care of themselves, the self-care things, you start to radiate this type of inner beauty to where people will be attracted to you, and they'll have no idea why. They won't know why they're attracted to you. I mean, they will see your beauty, they'll know that you're beautiful, but it will come out in the way that you talk, the way that you walk, the way that you do everything, the way that you speak, and it will come out in the way that you interact and what you allow people, how you allow people to interact with you. It's pretty amazing shit, guys. And it's no joke. This is not like something that's woo woo out there, right? So, um, this is your superpower. This is how you tap into your superpower as a woman. When you no longer are looking for the male gaze, right? Or even the other female gaze, right? Because that's competition. I don't do competition. Because that's very toxic, and it's very it can be very demeaning. When you're no longer looking for let's just call it the outside gaze. When you're no longer looking for the outside gaze to tell you that you're beautiful, because you already know that you are, when they do tell you that you're beautiful, it's icing on the cake. And I'm not talking about knowing that you're beautiful in a conceited way. No. It's the inner confidence that you have, that you can do something, right? That you have this creativity, that you can follow through with a workout. All these little things, these little steps, one day at a time, help you build up this confidence and make you unshakable. People will gravitate towards you because of it. And it's truly amazing. It's truly amazing. Um, and it's not because and it won't even be because you're looking for attention. And it will be heartwarming, right? To see that, wow, and people will gravitate towards you. Let me explain something else about that. Because when you're tapping into this creativity and all this inner beauty and you're getting good sleep, you are interacting better with people. You're more loving, you're more giving when you need to, you have boundaries. All of these things are attractive. All of these things are the things that you do for yourself that just make you magnetic as a woman. And even if you're a man listening, it makes you magnetic too. Honestly, it makes you magnetic too. I mean, this works for just around about everyone, but I just see a lot in some of the groups that I belong to that, us women, a lot, like we're just like, well, how do I feel beautiful if I'm not beautiful? Like if I, but what, that's the problem, right? That's the first problem, is that if you don't feel you're beautiful, how is somebody, you're exuding that. You are putting, that's the aura that you're showing up with. And how, if you don't think you're beautiful, how do you want somebody else to think that you're beautiful? Think about that. Because the person that doesn't think they're beautiful, they're not taking care of themselves, they're not, and then they're like, well, why doesn't anybody think I'm beautiful? Well, it's when you start to take care of yourself and talk to yourself like you're beautiful, do things for yourself like you know that you're beautiful. Like, again, I'm not talking about conceit. This is not about being conceited. This is about just doing some things for you that will bring out that inner shine, and I think that's pretty amazing. Um, Yeah, you know what, and you drop me a comment and let me know what you think about this topic. I don't know how much there is to say. I'm going to go through some of these comments that I saw in the Reddit group to see if anybody resonated with me. I haven't gone through because I actually went in, I saw this, and I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about this, but I wanted to respond to the group first before I came in, and podcast about it, because I think a lot of us out there are longing for this feeling of being beautiful. And the thing is that the power of us, the power for us to feel beautiful is within us. It's in doing the self-care. I can tell you firsthand. And for doing self-care is a continuous process, because I could do self-care all year long, and if next year I decide, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore, right? That will start to show through, and you could do an experiment and do it, and then stop for a while and see how your interactions go with people. You will see that people interact with you differently because your aura is different, your mood is different even, right? So when you are happy, when you've had good sleep, you've had a good workout, and you have oxytocin and serotonin like just flowing, all of that comes out in your interactions, in the way that you talk to people, in the way that you just speak, the way that you show up. All right. So someone says, working out, I realize how strong my body is and how much it's capable of, and that makes me feel beautiful. I love that. Yeah, it's not, it's when you you challenge yourself, right? You're not going up against anyone. It was like, I think I did a trampoline challenge, and on the tramp I said, okay, I'm gonna do 10,000 steps a day. And I gave myself, in the middle of the challenge, I said, no, I want to do 20,000 steps, right? And that wasn't to compete against anyone else. But when you start to realize what you can do, it makes you feel good. And you're like, yes, I can do that. And it's like, you check that box. Like, you know what? I got this. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm awesome. And you start saying those good, it gives you a space to start saying those good things, like, all the woo woo stuff that we talk about and that you probably hear all over YouTube about positive affirmations. It starts to come naturally, and your mind needs to hear that in order to feel beautiful. And it needs to hear it from you, not from somebody else. Your mind really needs to hear those thoughts from you. Let's see what else somebody says. Someone says, get rid of Facebook and Instagram. You may have to. If you're having like body dysmorphia and you're comparing yourself to other people, it may be time to take a break from social media, right? I don't really go online to compare myself to anyone. And I'm really comfortable. That's the other thing, because when you're when you feel like you're radiating from the inside out, when you look at somebody else, and you go, oh my gosh, they're beautiful. It won't be from envy. It won't be from competition of wanting to be like them. It'll be truly because you're like, oh wow, that's a beautiful woman. And then it's good. It's good. Like, they're just beautiful, right? But whenever a lot of times toxic competition comes from a lot of things. It comes from needing for competing. It comes, I can't talk. It comes from competing for the male gaze. So when you have women out there and they're all competing for the male gaze, right? So they're like, oh, she wore that dress. Oh, and she got more clicks and she got more likes because that guy is looking at her. Like, what? What? Like, my beauty depends on some guy whose beauty standard is changing from day to day depending on what magazine he picks up? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is not how, but we're kind of raised in that way to think that way, but this is like a mindset shift from shifting. And it's okay that a man finds you beautiful. I think that it's wonderful if a guy finds you beautiful, right? But I'm not for everyone and everyone is not for me. So guess who's for me? For sure. I'm for me. I am for me. So I gotta be with myself. I can't leave the house and not leave with myself. I can't go to the bathroom and not be with myself. I can't walk outside or do anything. I can't even be here with you and not be with myself. So I am with me 100% of the time. So I need to be good to myself and I need to be talking nice to myself all the time. And yeah, let me see. Let me see what else. Someone else. Okay. When I'm down on the way my body looks, I try to put my body lotion on standing in front of a mirror after a shower. I watch myself apply lotion all over, not like in a sexy way or whatever, just like I'm a woman with a perfectly normal skin and body taking care of herself. Self care. Yes. Putting on lotion can easily connect you to your body in that you are literally running your hands over your skin. But we rarely watch and pay attention to ourselves, connecting and taking care. We just slap it on and get it over with. Whereas we watch our skincare and often feel good about those practices. Take a second to respect yourself for taking time to apply lotion. See how you can effortlessly smooth over your own curves, appreciate how soft you are, and love yourself. Heads up, it's awkward at first to creep on yourself. For best results, repeat daily until you're comfortable and start to notice a positive. It's like anything else. The first time, the first time I went for a workout after a long time, I was creeped out. I was like, what? I'm supposed to run? What? I'm supposed to run? Like, I'm out of shape. Like, how am I supposed to do this in front of everyone? So it was it's kind of creepy, but then you do it day after day and you get better at it. So it's like anything else. Self-care is definitely the key, you know. Um, yeah. Let me see. I'm just looking to see if anyone else. Someone says there's a Korean spa near me where you need to be completely naked in the hot tub area, and there's nothing better for feeling good about yourself. Just the range of actual real life bodies taking care of themselves. I don't know if that's your thing and you want to go jump in a hot tub with a bunch of naked women. I don't know. I don't know about all that, but and it's not for anything. Just would be a little awkward for me, and that's not for everyone because we have different cultures out there who don't who are very modest about their bodies, and this would be not looked upon favorably. But if it's your thing, I mean, just I guess the idea is to just be comfortable in your skin because you're taking care of yourself. So I'm not for or against it. It just is what it is. And if it's for you, then that's for you. As long as this is a self-care routine that you're doing for yourself and it makes you feel good. You know, if you go and it doesn't make you feel good, don't do it again. um, and you know, I try to find beautiful, someone says, I try to find beautiful things in my life. My children, the winter, summer sunsets, small moments frozen in time, taking a walk in nature, spending time with my parents, watching the ocean waves and smelling the salty air. Yes, being present. So being present is that's another part of self-care, because a lot of times when we are not present, where are we? We're in the future thinking about where we want to be, or we're in the past thinking about, where we were and how we'd like to get back there. And guess what? Like, you're not going backwards. And although we are moving forward, you're not going to be there yet, but you are in this moment. And when you start to enjoy every moment of life for what it is, it's like, it's part of that is like, let's say, like, you know, you have a little bit of body dysmorphia. So part of that is also just being able to stand in front of the mirror and just love yourself just where you are now, even knowing that you're working on improving and you have some places and things that you want to improve, you want to work out, you want to lose, whatever, you know, or maybe you're too skinny and you want to bulk up a little bit, get some muscle, you know, whatever. But when you start to love yourself where you are, that starts to shine. And in order to do that, you do have to be present. Absolutely have to be present. Um, Playing dress up in my closet, mixing and matching clothes, shoes, accessories, and finding the outfit for the day to venture out in the world, even if it's just to run a few errands. Fashion rules, age appropriate style rules, body shape rules, trends. Psh, I adhere to my personal style, only what my eyeballs find delightful. Taking the time to play in my closet to create an outfit that I feel terrific in is a joy booster every time. I like that. I like that. This is someone over 50. I love that. Like, you know what rule? Like, you know what? Like, today, Fendi's in style or that's in style. You know, if I just get a couple pieces of clothes and I put it on it, I feel good today. Have you ever, ladies, drop me a comment down below. We're going to wrap this up, but drop me a comment down below and let me know if um, you've ever done that. Like, you've ever put on an outfit today, right? And you were like, oh, that outfit is amazing. I feel good in that. And then you put it on next week and you're like, I don't like it, right? So it's just, that's why it's good to be in the moment, because it's what makes you feel good today. What makes you feel good today may not make you feel good tomorrow. So let's not be in the future. And what made you feel good in the past may not make you feel good today. So let's be present. And yes, I love the idea of mixing accessories, dressing up, playing dress up in your or closet. I love to do that. I'll mix and match things and I'll say, oh, what does that look good today? Oh, yeah, this is it. This is what I'm wearing today. That's cute. Even if it's a pair of sweats and a t-shirt and that feels good today. It's all good. It's all good. Um, yeah, you know, nourish your body, food, exercise, eating good food, you know, staying away from processed foods is something that's one of the last things I'm going to say here, because not because of weight loss or anything like that. The way your body has to work to process foods just makes you feel shitty, causes inflammation, and doesn't help with um, releasing serotonin and oxytocin, that are the feel good hormones. So if I were you, I would do some research to see, like, what can you do to release those feel good hormones that will ultimately make you feel better about yourself, and do those things. Make a list of things that you know that you like about yourself, right? Stop focusing on the things you don't like. What do you like about yourself? What are the positive things about you? And and if you come across something that you don't like, then work on that. And you don't have to work on it like you don't have to go from 0 to 1,000, but just work on it a little bit, crack at it a little bit at a time. But do have a list of things about yourself that you love, that you can go back to as you're working on the things that you think you can make better. All right. So drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about this topic. And if you have anything that you do to make yourself feel beautiful, I want to hear about it. Drop me a comment. And until next time, thank you for joining me on You Can't Handle the Truth, and you stay beautiful, inspired, and empowered. See you in the next one.